Okay guys, so it's the next day and we've just been to Westgate Tires and we're back. Unfortunately not good news. So they didn't have any lug nuts that would have been suitable for this style of rim. And the reason that is because it has a very sort of interesting mating surface in that it's kind of an uncommon mating surface that's kind of unique to, I think it's Toyota. Nissan used that sort of a mating surface. So if I show you, one of these. Okay, so kind of a little bit of backstory. When I bought these rims, the guy I bought them off threw in these adapters and also the original lug nuts for the Nissan that they came with. So that's what I got. So I got the rims, the lug nuts, and the adapters. Now, he wasn't sure if the thread would fit my car, and it turned out I tried the lug nut on the thread, and the thread was wrong. So I believe this is the same as my Falcon tread here, this hub spacer, and it's a 1/2-inch thread. So the Toyota and Nissan lug nuts use a different size thread. So my thinking was, okay, I got the lug nut, I tried it on my thread on the car and it didn't fit. So then I was like, well, no point in keeping the lug nuts. So I sold them for, just cheapo, $20 on Marketplace, get rid of them. Now, and then I also have these adapters that I thought I'd just hang on to in case. So basically, the issue is that there's a number of different types of lug nuts, the way that they actually mate to your car. So I'm not sure the name of this type, but see the way it's got like a concave sort of a face like that? That's one style, and there's all different styles. That's quite a common style, and there's also ones that are sort of like a flatter version of that without the concave. But anyway, what's a very uncommon style is that where it's actually a hole. So the lug nut actually has like a washer on it, and it goes like right down in against that inner surface, and the washer sits on that inner surface. I'll try to insert a photo of what the correct lug nut looks like into the video. And yeah, so basically, so this is what I had on that. So when I bought the car, it was had these rims on it, and it was kind of higgledy-piggledy thrown together because it had every single rim had 4 lug nuts that were like this on it. So it had 4 like that, and then it had 1 on each rim like that, which is, if I can get it to focus, which is obviously different. So, you can really see it when I pick this up. You got 2 different lug nuts that were on the car. So there was 4 of this style on each rim and 1 of this style on each rim. So I was like, okay, so then obviously that's not ideal. But, because I knew I was replacing the rims, I knew I'd get new lug nuts. So I just dealt with it, put up with it. But as you can see, that mating surface is not the same as these lug nuts, the heads on the actual lug nuts. So, for your own knowledge, what happens if you do use this style on a style that's not appropriate? So last night I was just trying to fasten it down as a test, and I ended up, these ones actually were able to fasten down without causing too much problem, although it's I wouldn't go 100 kilometers an hour on it. You can fasten it down to the point where the wheel's sitting right, but it's not secure with this style. But this one was really bad, to the point where it actually wouldn't fasten at all. And after 1 or 2 revolutions towards the end of the thread, I noticed it was actually just spinning. And I stopped straight away because I was like, oh shit, it's probably shaving the alloy. And that's exactly what it did. So, if you bring here, that's what the hole normally looks like. And then on this one, that lug nut, the incorrect style, you can see it's actually shaved a little bit of a ridge, if I can get that to focus, shaved a little bit of a ridge into the actual surface of the where it mates against the alloy. So it's actually cutting the alloy. So that's why you've got to have the correct head style on your lug nuts for the correct style of rims. So anyway, the point is, with that guy, he also gave me these adapters when I bought the rims. So these adapters convert, if I can get to focus, that style of strange lug nut into just like a concave mating surface. So then you drop that in there, kind of like this. So if I just show you one of them, you drop that in there, and now you got a surface where you can put a concave face to. But the problem is, because that adapter sticks out so far, you don't have enough thread exposed, so it's too dangerous to just use like these lug nuts on the adapters because there's not enough thread. I might be able to show you, just hang on. Okay, so this isn't an exact example, but here's where you get the picture. There's the adapter with the lug nut. That's as far down as it can go because the adapter takes up some of the thread, and that's how far it should go down, when you not got an adapter on there. Spin this camera. So that means I can't use the adapters that I have. So the solution that the guy gave me is got to get the original Nissan style lug nuts back. So I can't get them off the guy I sold them to, obviously, because he's using them. So I got to buy another set of 20 original, doesn't have to be OEM, but the original style Nissan lug nuts. And then I've actually got to take that lug nut and because the Nissan thread is smaller than the Ford thread, I've actually got to go and get the thread redone to be a 1/2 inch, the same way a Ford's thread is. So, and then I'll be able to put the rims on. So yeah, frustrating because, it's more work and, more money, but, I refuse to be deterred. I will get these bloody rims on the car if it's the last thing I do. So yeah, and also just another update in general before I sign off is obviously I've done the short shifter, which you've seen in one of the other videos I've uploaded to the channel, in the hope that the short shifter would fix the car being a bit stiff going into first. Didn't fix that, which I didn't think it would anyway. It was sort of a wing it approach. And then I was thinking probably something to do with that my clutch isn't being disengaged properly when I'm changing gears, like it's kind of half on, half off. And my suspicions were confirmed because I jacked the car up I drove the car up onto ramps, and I got underneath it and shined a torch into the actual, there's like a few slots on the gearbox you can see inside, and shined a torch in there, and lo and behold, my slave cylinder, this car has a concentric slave cylinder. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up so you can see what it looks like. It's actually inside the box, unlike your traditional slave cylinder, which is on the outside of the box. But so, shined a torch in, saw the slave cylinder was covered in hydraulic fluid. So the slave cylinder's leaking, looks OEM as well, so it's probably never been replaced in the 13 years or however old this car is, and it's leaking, so it's probably not engaging correctly when I'm pressing the clutch in. So that needs replacing now. So I'm not in a rush to do it because the leak is quite slow. Like, it only drains, 5 mil of clutch fluid every month. Like, it's a very slow leak. But the point is, it needs to be done. So yeah, that's sort of next on the to-do list when I have some time. I'll probably just do the clutch on the car as well at the same time, because you got to take the box off to do the slave cylinder on this car. So if I'm going to take the box off, may as well do the clutch as well. So yeah, cheers guys. I'll see how we go with the getting our hands on the new lug nuts and getting them done, and keep you updated. Like and subscribe.